Hello, welcome back. Welcome back to the full energy of the new moon. I'd love to know what's showing up for you. It never disappoints. It never disappoints, this beautiful energy of the new moon. And sometimes it pushes you or me outside of our comfort zone, or at least to the edges of our comfort zone. And it's no coincidence that this new moon in Gemini is in the communication area, because Gemini is a communication sign. Surprisingly enough, my daughter is a Gemini and she majored in communications. So talk about aligning with the strength of everything. And she didn't even know all this stuff. It was just a natural alignment for her. So I'm glad that she's leaning into her strengths. So as we lean into the strengths of this new moon, we might be requested and tested to plant some new karmic seeds, to see how we show up, or how we want to show up in our new human becoming, right? We're not changing. We're always been this being. We're stepping into the becoming of this being. So my name's Deborah O'Neill. I'm the CEO and founder of BlissBee.me, Integrative Holistic Health. I love to work with advanced integrative energy healing. I'm a practitioner from a program in Vancouver, BC, Canada, which works with the biofield. And when I initially came on to do this video process, I felt the call to work with the field. And the last 60 episodes, that's what we've been working with, is our human energy field, which is holographed, which is mirrored in the universal energy field. And leaning into the strengths of what those fields are, and becoming comfortable and curious, wanting to know more of how you can be that best, the best being that you can possibly be, knowing that we have a field and knowing that we attract to the field our inner and our outer result. We attract no different than this magnet, good or bad. So this is a great reminder. I keep it on my desk all the time to remind me that I am a magnetic force, that like is going to attract like, good or bad. So here we are, we're sitting in this field of communication and thy will. So yesterday, I told you I have a team working with me with regards to setting up the back end, getting these videos posted on YouTube and Instagram, and their editing and doing intros and outros, which was really, really great. I love them. I've never experienced working with a virtual team before. I speak highly of them. And then they send me out a bill for services in detailing what's been going where. And all of a sudden in 6 days, we've gone from, we've added 100 hours, and I'm like, whoa, stop the production. We're only halfway through, and we've got another many videos to go. It was a hard communication to make. I will sacrifice myself to conflict. I'll sacrifice myself to my time to conflict. I'm like a sacrificial human to conflict. So I share this because I've never been in this situation before. I'm on the edge. I'm working my edges, and it's really important to me that the team knows that I love and respect them. It's really important that this team knows that I really appreciate their great intentions. It's really important for me to get a good product out to the viewer. And there's just so much that's riding on this content, because I'm sharing it because I care. I'm not sharing it because I'm charging, and have that resource to pay the team in the back end. Anyways, long and the short of it is I've been on all morning from 5 o'clock this morning with the team, and working my edges, really working my edges, and the new moon, so new beginnings. So now we need to restructure. Okay, so this isn't going to work. This format isn't going to work. What format will work? And going into brainstorming and taking a leadership position. And I've been an entrepreneur on my own since the beginning of time, since probably 2000. So I get to test my skills in a leadership situation, and remember some of my bank manager skills and my human resources management training and all that sort of leadership work as I step into new beginnings. So what a difference 24 hours can make when we're talking about the strength and leaning into the strength and leaning into the nudges of the universal energy that's working, no doubt, with this energy being that you and I are, this organism, and how we get influenced by the push and the pull of our solar system. It just makes so much sense. It makes so much sense now that I've really stepped into paying attention to just a couple of the influences, whether it's the new moon and just the full moon, as opposed to the waxing and the waning, and that goes on in between those times. So I'm curious to know if anything is showing up for you during this new moon time. You know, I have a lot of resources that I pull on when I get into situations like this. And one of my favorite questions, as you well know, if you've been here, my first question I love to ask is, what would love do here? What would love do here? But this was bigger than love. This was, you know, canceling a project or moving forward with the project in a way that it works for the project and it works for the monetary resources at this time. And so I thought I'd share with you a couple questions that I ask myself in different situations. So let's first bring our attention to our feet on the floor. And let's take a nice clearing breath. So let's do a nice deep breath to engage our deep diaphragmatic breath. And with sound, take a clearing breath. Yeah. Now I want you to take a sound for someone in your family member that might need it, or a friend. And if you don't have a family member or a friend that you think might need it, then know that we are a container here, and there's someone in this container that's going to need your voice right here and right now, because they don't have the confidence to express themselves. They're maybe shy of being heard in their environment that they're in, or feel that it's disrupted to others. So if you've got the freedom and the will, it's free will, to make a sound for that other person, let's do a clearing breath for all those people that don't feel that they have the ability right now at this moment in time to make that sound. So one more time, nice deep diaphragmatic breath in, expand the tummy. Clear, 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 clear. And just take a minute to feel that vibration in your body. Is it comfortable or uncomfortable? And bring your attention to your feet on the floor. And let's bring those etheric feet and those tree roots into our thought and allow them to start to deepen into the earth, past the earth's crust and into the rock, and MacGyver its way through the rock and into the molten fluid, and allow it to drop, drop, drop to this crystalline core of the earth. And just sit as we allow those tree roots and etheric feet to float down or make their way down to the crystalline core, and wrap it around the crystalline core. And now call for it up and give permission to bring it into the body, and permission to heal, permission to feel safe in our skin, in your skin, permission to feel, just permission to simply feel. One of the questions that I ask myself, I set a beacon every year. Just bring it up, up, up into the lower abdomen, expanding the breath, expanding the belly, the abdomen with the breath. And bring it into the emotional area, the manipura, the self-confidence, the self-esteem, also the fear place. Let's bring that Mother Earth energy in, up into the chest, into that self-love, into the grief. Allow Mother Earth to create that safety container as we bring it over the shoulders, and just allow all the worries of the world to take care of themselves. Offer it to Mother Earth. Offer it and just release it from your body, and down the arms and into the hands. Bring it into the throat, this beautiful area that we're working on right now, Vishuddhi, Chakra 3. Bring it in and bathe these vocal cords that we just used. Bathe them with the nurturing and an abundance of Mother Earth energy, and bring it into the head and allow it to wash over the cranium. Oh, now allow it to come out Sahasrara and wash all down the exterior of the body, a 360 waterfall of a safety container of this nurturing and abundance of Mother Earth as we feel her energy. In such deep gratitude, in such deep gratitude for this abundant, this bounty of energy that she supplies. Not only us, but every creature, all our relations, all my relations, every single living thing. And let's center into that. We must center before we can align. And that's just simply taking a rock back and forth or doing a circle and just allowing the body to find its center point as we are braced on either our feet standing or our sit bones sitting. And even allow and see if you can capture that if you're in the prone position, or if you're laying on your back, or even laying on your tummy. However you're taking in this information, it's perfectly fine for where you're at in this moment in time. And let's take that aligning, that hara line that's going to go from the central core of the earth up through the perineum, which is located in between our two sit bones, and up through the spine and through the head. And we're creating a fine line, no distractions, it's straight. Fine line to divine, creator, source energy, higher self, supraconsciousness, Father Sky, the place of many, many names. You pick. There is no right or wrong, should or shouldn't, fault or blame. This is your journey. Whatever you want, whatever it is that's important to you. And allow and imagine this gold and white light coming down this fine line and into the top of the Sahasrara. You can tap it to activate your 7th chakra if you like. It's a vortex that extends out that we receive in. Permission to receive, and allow this beautiful golden white light energy to come in through the head. Allow it to clear out all the cobwebs and create sparkle and light and space and clarity in your head. Bring it down the back of the neck, the reptilian brain, the brain stem that holds so much of our trauma and our memory, and bring it in to wash the front and the sides of the neck as this beautiful part of our body holds up this beautiful pumpkin, our head, and stabilizes us and gives us the alignment, the ability to align so beautifully as we draw in this golden white light energy over our shoulders, down our arms to our hands, and into our chest region, our heart, and expand the lungs. Take a nice deep breath, and even do the lion pose if you want on the exhale. Getting all that stale CO2 out of our bodies. And breathe it in again. And allow the sides to expand and the back to expand and the abdomen to expand, and into our hips and our thighs and our knees and our calves and our feet. And allow the blend of these two energies, and especially invite it from the bottom to the top and blend it in the heart, our largest energy center. And let's sit with this for a moment. And I'll bring our thought back to our deep diaphragmatic breath to make sure that it's engaged, and find comfort here. Find comfort here as we bathe in the energy of the new moon, and invite yourself to live on your comfort edge. And every time we do that, our edge gets a little further out. And it's about acceptance as well. You know, coming from this place of self-love. Self-love for self, self-love for all. And acceptance for self. And however I may show up, however you may show up, whether I create, whether that was right or wrong. I create, oh, I should have maybe presented myself this way. Oh, I should have perhaps done this. I should have done this. I didn't really do that well. No. As long as I speak from my heart, as long as I speak from my truth, I have a greater acceptance of what it is that I spoke. Whatever you offer from your heart, whatever you speak as your truth, you have a greater acceptance to how it is showing up, how you show up. Because it's the truth of you. It's the truth of me. So the beacon that I said every year, you know, last year it was, I had been through some serious surgeries, and I chose to use inspiration as divine inspiration. That every day offered me divine inspiration because I felt like I had lost a piece of myself. I felt like I lost a significant piece of myself. I didn't feel like I had the confidence. I didn't feel like I had the knowing. I thought that I felt like I had lost my knowing. So I set myself up for success by knowing that every day offered me divine inspiration. And to see that, however that showed up in my life, good or bad. So when it came to this year, I was like, okay, so what's it going to be this year, Deborah? What's it going to be this year? You know, I've had ones in the past, 10 years ago, ka-ching, ka-ching, bring on the bling. I've evolved. But there's nothing wrong with ka-ching, ka-ching, bring on the bling. So my divine living was what I chose for this year. And like I said, I never thought that I'd be here every day for 60 episodes, divinely living in front of you all. I am so in gratitude. So one of my questions that I proposed to ask myself is, how can I be in the greatest service for the whole? Isn't that interesting? How can I be in the greatest service for the whole? I couldn't have made this up if I wanted to. So when we're in this area, this is the vibration of thy will over my will. And hence my question. I recognize that. My next question was, who should I be? And my third question that I put out for myself is, what is my highest being radiating out, unlocking from the inside out? So I invite you while we're here, to make some questions for yourself. And hey, you know what? If you like the questions that I put out and you want to wear that hat and try it on and see what shows up, watch the replay, write it down, make it your own. Change it up a bit if you want to change it up. And when I sit in the morning and I do my sacred practice and I have my crystals out, and I was hanging on to my big Lemurian seed this morning as I sat asking for one part forgiveness and a second part guidance. So when I sit, I go to those seen and unseen who love me unconditionally. I ask for guidance, support, downloads for the knowledge of thy will and the power, grace, and fulfillment to carry it out. And that's when I sit and I read it to myself, because, you know, I don't think that I need to remember it. I can give myself permission to read it. My other one's on a Post-it note. I keep it on my board that's over there somewhere. There's my board. And I pulled it off just so that I could come and share it with you today. So be curious of what shows up. Be in acceptance of what shows up. Be in acceptance of how you show up. And take some time today. We're in it. We're in the whole beingness of the energy of the new moon. And let's celebrate. Let's celebrate what shows up. I'm celebrating. I am celebrating. And yeah, I am totally celebrating. And I want you to celebrate too. Every moment. The bliss is in every moment. The bliss is here, right now. So with that, let's go into our outro. Let's bring in our mantra, Soham, and revel in you. Revel in you as we sit together in this beautiful container that we have created, and I couldn't have created it without you. I would just be sitting here simply by myself, but as you know, we are never alone, ever alone. Nice deep diaphragmatic breath in. And a beautiful, smooth exhale, just a natural exhale. Thank you, thank you, thank you for being here. Nice deep diaphragmatic breath in. And let's take a clearing breath with that as well. We'll go for 2 minutes in silence. I'll have an offering at the end. If you found value, please share. Please share this work. That's the exchange of energy. We put our energy, share our energy, spend our energy where we want it to expand. If you want this to expand, please share. Inhale, so. Exhale, hum. Inhale, so. Exhale, hum. The goal is through your nose if you can. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the nose. Smooth, gentle. Inhale a little deeper. Exhale a little longer. No pause. No jerks. No noise. And no judgment. I've been called to pull out the big cards for our offering. These cards are called the Light Within guidance cards. They are from, written by the mother whose talisman ring I wear. She's a disciple of Sri Aurobindo Ghosh, who's the scholar of the work that I studied for the advanced integrative energy healing program in South India, where I attended. Our offering today is hope. The hopes of today are the realizations of tomorrow. Our hopes are never too great for manifestation. We cannot conceive of anything that cannot be. The hopes of today are the realizations of tomorrow. Pen to paper, digits to phone. Let's do the work. Let's create our greatest being. Please join me on that team. Thank you. I love you, and make it a great day.